Port. Right. Hey. Attention. Ready. And fire. And fire. And fire. Hey.
My name is Sebastian Guadalupe Gallegos. I was in the Marine Corps. I served from 2007 to 2015, and I served in Afghanistan during the global war on terrorism. For me, Memorial Day is a reminder of the loss that families that I'm still close with took to sacrifice for our freedom. Because I think that um, even among veterans and civilians alike, I think that people forget what Memorial Day is. And whenever I'm talking to veterans, I know that sometimes there can be the feelings of guilt about like celebrating a Memorial Day, and because it's a holiday to remember our fallen, those who were killed in combat. And I know that combat veterans who lost a lot of friends, like they feel like sometimes maybe they shouldn't be happy or make civilians sad about a specific holiday where it's just you're enjoying barbecue. But I think that for us, for civilians alike, I think that uh, the sacrifice of the fallen on Memorial Day is for us to enjoy the freedoms, to enjoy our peace and the barbecues and the drinking and the fireworks. I think that that's something that's exactly what they fought for, and the people that were killed in combat, they fought so those freedoms would endure. So recently, I've been doing hero wads, and but before, right when I got out of the Marine Corps, I would just go climb a hill on a park in San Antonio. I would just go to Eisenhower Park, or I would go to Purcell Park, climb that hill, and make my body pay to honor the fallen sacrifice. But now I know a lot of veterans. I'll be doing a hero wad named after one of our killed in combat. In Tomball, we go to CrossFit Open. We work out. Really, it's a really hard workout based on the memories of the people that were killed in combat. Specifically, mine was my squad leader, Sergeant Ian Tani. I'll be doing his hero wad at multiple gyms Memorial Day weekend, and it's just elevating our bodies to honor them in a way that's like ritualistic, in the same way that you do in boot camp, in the same way that we do after. It's just like, hey, we're gonna honor them with something that can't be bought, slaying our bodies to that certain level, and it's just hero wads. And I know a bunch of CrossFit gyms do that too, just hero wads on Memorial Day weekend.
My name is Tiffany Johnson. I was in the Army in from 1991 to 2016 during the Gulf War era. Memorial Day to me means selfless service. That's the first thing I think of. People gave the ultimate sacrifice, which is their lives for the country. Um, and so I think of them and think of everything that they've given up and their families have given up for us to just be free to have this independence that we have in this country. What I do every Memorial Day is I just take a moment to just think about the people that I have personally lost, um, that I knew that died during while serving, and I also take a moment to think about my battle buddies and check on my battle buddies who've lost people and just make sure that they're okay. Um, as part of the Women's Veterans, I know that this organization, the Women Veterans of San Antonio, they go to the cemetery and lay wreaths on the graves. And so that's a part of what the organization does. I have not partaken in that ceremony, but I support it wholeheartedly, because we need to remember the people that are no longer here, um, that we kind of left behind.
My name is Dan Horgan. I served in the United States Air Force, and actually the Air Force Reserve and the Air National Guard. I joined active duty Air Force in 1991 and ended up retiring from the Oklahoma Air National Guard in 2016. So from 1991 to 2016 is when I served. Memorial Day means to me just to be able to reflect and honor those who gave the ultimate sacrifice, who lost their lives in the U.S. military. Um, it really, comes down to there's a difference between Veterans Day and Memorial Day. Memorial Day, again, is for those that have lost their lives, which is something, that I had some friends that were killed in Afghanistan. So it allows me to reflect on that. I don't have any specific traditions on a Memorial Day. Personally, so Brad Smith is a friend that was killed in Afghanistan in January 3rd, 2010. While I celebrate Memorial Day and I remember that, my traditions really come on the day that, like, for my friend Brad was killed. So January 3rd is a day. I really like to remember that day. So I don't have any specific ones. Now, my family and I sometimes will help lay flags at a cemetery, which is always a good cause. It kind of brightens up and brings everyone together. But I would say more on the day that I've lost a friend is when I kind of celebrate.
My name is Mikey Fahey. I'm a retired United States Marine, and I served in the United States Marine Corps from 1999 until 2014. Memorial Day to me is an opportunity for us all to remember our fallen. It, obviously, as a service member, it strikes a different chord with me personally, and differently than it would someone else. But it really is just an opportunity for us to remember the service and sacrifices of those that we've lost in defiance of tyranny and in defense of freedom. I do have traditions to remember the fallen. My wife and I, every year, we bring our children down to Fort Sam's Cemetery, and we let them choose a grave, and they write a card saying thank you. That's, to me, is passing on these traditions to our younger generation is one of the most important values that we as a society need to carry on. And so yeah, it's a great tradition that I plan on doing for as long as I'm able to keep doing it.
My name is Vanessa Ramirez. I am a U.S. Navy veteran. I served from 2002 to 2008 in Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Iraqi Freedom. Memorial Day means to me just taking a minute to take into account all the sacrifice and all the lives that were lost to afford us the freedoms that we have today. I think we kind of forget as we're kind of going through life on a day-to-day basis. So taking that day to just kind of reflect and honor all the service and sacrifice that were given, and to honor also the families of all the fallen soldiers and airmen and Marines and sailors. I definitely take time to reflect and honor those that were lost. Uh, I am a therapist for active duty service members and veterans at a local psychiatric hospital, so we also take time to do something special, whether it be a barbecue or an activity to honor fallen service members.
My name is Thomas T. Finley Jr. My date of service was 1944 to 1945. My branch of service was the United States Navy. I'm a World War II veteran. Personally, it means all the brother service people who lost their lives because of war. I'm not much on the way that the war is being handled. We're very lucky, or not very lucky. San Antonio is blessed with a burial ground, and any time that a visit is made to the burial ground, it chokes you up.
Day is done, gone the sun, from the lakes, from the hills, from the sky. All is well, safely rest. God is nigh.
The first fold of our flag is a symbol of life. The second fold of our flag is a symbol of our belief in eternal life. The third fold of our flag is made in honor and remembrance of the veteran departing our ranks who gave a portion of life for the defense of our country to attain a peace throughout the world. The fourth fold of our flag represents our weaker nature. For as an American citizen, trusting in God, it is to Him we turn in times of peace as well in times of war, for His divine guidance. The fifth fold of our flag is a tribute to our country. For in the words of Stephen Decatur, our country, in dealing with other countries, may she always be right, but it is still our country, right or wrong. The sixth fold of our flag is for where our hearts lie. It is with our hearts that we pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The seventh fold of our flag is a tribute to our armed forces, for it is through the armed forces that we protect our country and our flag against all of her enemies. whether they are found within or without the boundaries of our republic. The eighth fold of our flag is a tribute to the one who entered into the valley of the shadow of death, that we might see the light of day, and to honor Mother, for whom it flies on Mother's Day. The ninth fold of our flag is a tribute to womanhood, for it has been through her faith, love, loyalty, and devotion that the character of the men and women who have made this country great have been molded. The 10th fold of our flag is a tribute to Father, for he too has given his sons and daughters for the defense of our country since they were first born. The 11th fold of our flag, in the eyes of a Hebrew citizen, represents the lower portion of the seal of King David and King Solomon, and glorifies, in their eyes, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The 12th fold of our flag, in the eyes of a Christian citizen, represents an emblem of eternity and glorifies, in their eyes, God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. When the flag is completely folded, the stars are uppermost, reminding us of our national motto, "In God We Trust." After the flag is completely folded and tucked in, it takes on the appearance of a cocked hat, ever reminding us of the soldiers who served under General George Washington and the sailors and Marines who served under Captain John Paul Jones, who were followed by their comrades and shipmates in the armed forces of the United States, preserving for us the rights, privileges, and freedoms we enjoy today. This triangle also reminds us that in God we trust. May God bless all of those who have served this great nation.
Bill Edward Crumlett. I was in the United States Army infantry, served from 1966 to 1971. I guess I can think of two. Certainly, there were times in Vietnam which were that as a young second lieutenant platoon leader that were stay in your mind forever. You can almost recall just the smallest detail. Certainly, when I got wounded in September of 1968, I was also involved later on. This was after I'd recovered and went back on active duty. I was involved in an incident in Korea up in the DMZ at Panmunjom, the armistice area, where a young MP lieutenant was hit over the head with a shovel, and for a while we thought he was dead. And the North Korean guards drug him across to their side of the compound, and we went up there to recover him. And I honestly thought that I was going to get into my second war right there. So it didn't happen. We got the young lieutenant out, and my understanding is he recovered, but I can still remember that day very well. The best memory I have of it, I think my whole family up in Iowa, which was quite a large extended family, was all quite patriotic. Many of my uncles had been in the service. I knew my great grandfather had been in the Civil War. My mother used to take us out to the cemetery on Memorial Day and she was a Cub Scout leader, and so like Cub Scouts here in San Antonio, we took little flags out there and marked the graves, of those, veterans. and so I can still see these bunch of little blue-shirted guys, Cub Scout cap and everything, sticking flags in by the monuments, the markers for the veterans. So it's and I've been participating in Memorial Day, I guess, ever since then, with one respect or another. Certainly, with the local chapter of the Purple Heart, I'm the current commander. We've had something on Memorial Day every year that I've been in that chapter. The last 2 years, I guess, with the COVID, has been a little bit muted, but we will have something this year. We usually go out to Fort Sam and lay a wreath and attend the ceremonies. I've always been proud to be able to do that.
My name is Armando Tejeda. I was in the United States Marine Corps from 1982 to 1986, and then subsequently in the United States Marine Corps Active Reserve. Memorial Day is a very, very strong emotional connection to your time in the service and the memory of those who have fallen in service, the memory of my father, who was a World War II veteran of the Army Air Corps during World War II. His brother, my uncle, was in the infantry Texas 36th Division in the Army. Both of them came back disabled from the war. So during Memorial Day, I remember the things that they must have suffered, along with all the other servicemen that suffered and continue to suffer to this day. So there's no real way to get away from the fact that it is an emotional time. Not just that day, but in commemorating those who have fallen or those who are still injured, and even the ones that are fighting right now. We just stay connected emotionally and also physically, because we see family members, we see friends that are disabled now. My oldest brother is a Vietnam veteran, and he's close to 80 years old, and he's 100% disabled. And I visit him and I talk to him frequently, and he continues to talk about not only his experience, but the things that he suffers on a daily basis. So I am fortunate to not have a disability that's related to the service, but we can't help but not to be connected to all those that have served. And so, yeah, that's why I say it's a very strong day of commemoration. I think probably the greatest tradition that I continue to have is in form of a small altar that I have with pictures of my father, my cousin, my uncle, and then visiting their graves. The United States government provided the headstone for my father, my uncle, and my cousin Frank, who died relatively young, as a young congressman, and he was 51 years old. So I visit them, and along with some of my family members, and yeah, we can't forget our ancestors and those who served.
I'm Marion Slaughter. I was in the Army for 1 tour and the Navy 2 tours during Desert Storm. So I get a feeling that comes over me when I get asked that question. I come from a family of all Army veterans, Army medics, Vietnam era, World War II era, all Army. And that's why I joined the Army originally. Memorial Day means to me that we unite and we fight for our freedoms, for our liberty, for our happiness, for our independence, for the goodness that we can say the United States has. And we are separated from other countries because we are the United States of America. And we are the United States of America because of our veterans, because of our active duty soldiers, women, and men that lead. I often speak at some of the high schools or just represent female veterans because I'm asked to. Providence High School, Southwest Dragons High School, and I put flags out at the cemetery. I put my flag out at home, and my family always has a big family gathering because we remember our loved ones. We have our own memorabilia that remind us of them. We put them up, and we honor them in that way.
My name is Ed Steidler. I'm from Bernie, Texas. I joined the Marine Corps in 1966 and was discharged in 1968. I served in Vietnam from September of 1966 until September of 1967. So it's a day that you remember those friends that aren't here. And, you know, even those that we've kept track of since Vietnam, we lose them frequently, and we try to remember those people. We have a reunion annually, and we call the names and have a service for them. I'm active in Vietnam Veterans of America. I'm active in the 1st Marine Division Association. I'm active in the Military Order of the Purple Heart. And all those organizations have different functions on Memorial Day. Sometimes they're at Fort Sam, sometimes they're in a parade. But I try to be active in my organizations that do have functions on Memorial Day.
My name is Richard Diaz. I served with the United States Army 101st Airborne Division. I served between 2003 and 2007. One of my most memorable moments in service, I'd have to say, is with my brothers and sisters. You know, the brotherhood, sisterhood that we have, that we share, is just, you know, you can't match it anywhere you go. It was amazing to work and call people my brother and sister that came from all over the world. They came from all over the world, all kinds of colors, shapes, and it was awesome. I don't think I would have had that experience anywhere else. And so yeah, that was my most memorable. Memorial Day to me is just remembering all my brothers and sisters that that paid that ultimate price um, in service. Memorial Day, it reminds me that that could have easily been me, and just to make every day the best day. My traditions have changed a lot. I can say from when I first got out of the military, there was a lot of times that I couldn't be around anybody. What Memorial Day meant to me hurt me a lot. It made me sad and also made me very proud. Very proud to be able to just do the things that I was doing that day, whether if I was having fun or having a bad day. I had that opportunity because of some of the people that made that ultimate sacrifice for me. And now, what I like to do for Memorial Day is make the best out of that day. Spend it with my family and friends, and also think about the things that I've done in that year.
My name is John Sabo, United States Air Force, United States Air Force Reserve. I served from 1983 until 2016, both active duty and reserve time. Spent 1 year deployed after 9/11, and then 4 subsequent years traveling throughout the country on other assignments, including assignment in Iraq. When I joined the military, I think I was very naive about what was going on in the world. And after a year, I got a sudden epiphany that I was in a foreign country. I was being paid to be there, to travel. I took advantage of that, traveled all over Europe. Since then, I have traveled all over the world because of the experiences I got in the military that told me that other cultures were there, and to get out and explore and learn about them and enjoy the food and enjoy the cultures and the sites in other countries, because it's all different and it all helps us to develop who we are.
My name is Candy Martin. I'm a Chief Warrant Officer 5, retired. I served in the United States Army from 1975 until 2013. That's a total of 38 years. I served in Iraq from 2005 to 2006, where I was the accountable officer for all of the property that was in Iraq and Kuwait. Traditions to remember the fallen vary from year to year with me. In the past several years, I've always known that Memorial Day was to remember the fallen. But in 2007, that day became very personal for me. It was Memorial Day of 2008 when I thought to myself, gee, this is what it's about. This is the time that is set aside to remember people like my son, First Lieutenant Thomas Michael Martin, who did give it his all and paid that ultimate sacrifice. This is the day set aside to remember all of those who paid the ultimate sacrifice. As a member of American Gold Star Mothers, we are honored to be able to participate in local traditions. And so when I think about what we do for Memorial Day, it's a special day. It's a special day to maybe thank the members of those families for their ultimate sacrifice. Not their service, but the service of their loved one who fell during that, whatever the combat was, whatever the conflict was. But it is a special time when we reach out and do remember that they answered the call and gave their life in devotion to duty.
I'm Colonel Retired Otis Lee Hutchinson Jr. I served from June 1984 and retired January of 2011. I served mostly during the Gulf War era. Memorial Day is a day to reflect, to go back and think about those who fought in many of our wars, who died for our country in order to make sure that we can live the kind of life that we live now. What we can do every day is because of the fact that folks were willing to sacrifice their lives for us. Whether this is back to World War I, World War II, the Korean War, Vietnam War, all those wars made sure that we can continue to have the kind of life that we have today. I don't think I would say that I have any true traditions other than the fact that one of the things I enjoy doing is going back, reading history, reading about different events that have occurred, the different wars, what we did in World War II, the MacArthur's march back up through the Pacific, to the things that occurred in Vietnam. That's kind of my way of reflecting back on what has happened over the years. And if there's activities that I find that are interested me that San Antonio is doing, then I will probably participate in those as well. But really my time is spent in reflecting and reading. I enjoy reading, and I find that's the best way to go back and show appreciation for what I've done by going back and understanding what it is that was done during that time.
Tony Roman, United States Marine Corps, Vietnam, 1969 to 1974. I was in combat, and I got wounded when I was 19. Then I went back into the jungle. I got wounded again when I was 20. It has affected me to the point that I have the privilege of living after being wounded twice. So life has a very special meaning to me. Going through boot camp, that's something you don't forget. But emotionally, I made a really good friend when I was in boot camp, ITR. Melvin Lloyd is a black Marine that we became very good friends. And before the movie of Forrest Gump, he would brag about his grandma's gumbo. So when we got to Vietnam, he went one way and I went another. We got on the trucks on 6-bys, and he yelled at me, "Hey, Roman, when we get back to the world, I want to take you to my grandma's and we're going to have some great shrimp gumbo." Sadly, 3 days later, his own convoy got hit and he was killed. And it has affected me because Lloyd will be forever 19 years old. And that has affected me to the point where I want to work and do positive things for the veterans. So I guess that's how military service has affected me. Memorial Day is, of course, remembering the fallen. Again, I was awarded, earned 2 Purple Hearts, and people call me and my fellow patriots that have earned the medal heroes. To us, our heroes are the ones that didn't make it home, the ones that made the ultimate sacrifice. So Memorial Day is a day for us to honor and remember them, that they made the ultimate sacrifice, and they will be forever young. Well, as a Purple Heart recipient, I belong to the Military Order of the Purple Heart, and we have a lot of things that we do on Memorial Day, and one of the traditions that we do is we go to Fort Sam and participate in all the events that they have. I personally go to my brother's grave and all the other fallen Marines, Army, Navy, all the people that have belonged to the order and have since passed. Uh, I go and I render a salute to them.
My name is Dr. Linda Stone. I served in the United States Army. I was active duty from June 15th, 1994 to October 1st, 1998. I'm a Gulf War era veteran. Memorial Day is the day that we honor those who died in service to their nation. I served as a 73 Bravo military psychologist, so I learned very quickly that not all mortal wounds are physical. There are psychological wounds as well, and not all of our service members survive their psychological wounds. I treated an awful lot of post-traumatic stress disorder, both during my time in service and later as a civilian contractor at military facilities and in my private practice, which was most recent. Honestly, on Memorial Day, I think about all of the veterans that I treated. I hope I did good enough. I hope that they're doing well. I hope that they've survived, because so many didn't. I think it's important to learn about veterans and what military people do. Being in the military, being in an armed service, is the only job I can think of where your job is to kill bad guys, bottom line. And it doesn't matter if you're on the front, in combat with a weapon, or you're somebody who was like me, taking care of the wounded. Our job is to kill bad guys. And it means experiencing, directly or vicariously, unspeakable things. And most people who've not served have no idea what veterans have lived through, what sacrifices they've made, who they've lost. A long time ago, I started reading about veterans who have received very high honors in the military. You can Google them and read about them and what they did to receive those honors, and it's unimaginable to me, just unimaginable to me. Both those who lived and those who died in the process. Medal of Honor recipients, Silver Star, Bronze Star, amazing heroes.
My name is Joe Olivares, United States Marine Corps. I served from 1965 to September of 1969. I was in the Vietnam War, wounded right after the Tet Offenses of 1968. There's a few, but I believe the most memorable moment that I will never forget is the time that I was wounded. I had premonitions of that moment several weeks, several months before I was injured. And I always knew that something was going to happen to me, but I never knew that I was going to survive it. And when I was actually wounded, I hit the ground and I found out that I did survive that injury. Memorial Day, what it means to me is that just look around you. Everything that we see, we take it for granted. People don't realize that all of this here has a price. Freedom is not free. I try to help the veterans as much as possible. I've made it a mission, my mission, into helping any and all veterans that are asking for help. And I do that 24/7. And when I take a person that needs help, I never give up until he finally gets his benefits or whatever he's requesting.
Bexar County veterans honor the fallen.
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 Bexar County veterans honors the fallen.
Bexar County veterans honor 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 the fallen.